Let's look at your party's scorecard at the last elections. There's been an unending blame game in Lagos PDP, for example, while some have actually blamed the state's gubernatorial candidate, Jimmy Agbaje, for the loss based on the fact that he was operating a one-man show. He was accused of not carrying party members along as far as decisions is concerned, and he also sidelined the party chieftains, while he actually blamed it on voters' apathy and violence being meted out on the supporters. What's your view? Why did the party lose in the state?
I think if you look at the first elections, let's just use some case studies. So in Amodofin, for the senatorial election, I won there, or the party won there by about 15,000, with a 15,000 margin. In the governorship election, the PDP lost with a 10,000 margin in the same local government, the same place. So there's truth to the statement that there was a lot of voter suppression. There's truth to the statement that there were a lot of threats made to people that had sympathies for the party to not come out, or even if they come out, to make sure they vote for APC. And these are real things. We saw what happened in Okota. We saw what happened with the thugs that came out there. And even the day after, they went on threatening them, ensuring that all their shops are closed and things like that. So there was significant voter suppression, strategic voter suppression all over the state. In relation to party politics, I don't want to comment too much on that because, you know, everybody has a story. Everybody has a side in politics. Ultimately, it's trying to get all these interests to align and go towards the achieved or desired outcome when it's time for elections. And I personally feel we were not successful in doing that this time. But the party is learning from this. There have been several meetings that have been had after the elections, calling for a re-strategy, calling to bring new blood into the party, calling for a new type of leadership, calling for unity. Because a house divided against itself cannot go into war, you know. So, and I think that was reflective on this past election. But the prayer is that we learn from it and move forward to make 2023 more successful.
For 20 years, your party has been a major opposition party in Lagos State, and your attempt to, take over control of Lagos State crumbled. It's not just once, but now 6 times. What impact does this have on the party?
That's a fantastic question. I feel that when somebody has not succeeded, even though there are times where they'll tell you that they were successful but they were rigged, but the point is you did not succeed. And you have been at it for so long. There are 2 things that can happen. One, you can transform and become the force that can actually take them down. Or 2, you settle into this idea that, you know what, we are not going to win anyway, so let me just be around to take advantage and make as much as I can from this stagnancy. And I feel that those 2 effects have happened in the party. There are people that just believe that they're just going to just go through the paces, you know, they're just going to go through the process, not believing they can win, and just try and see what they can get off election funds. And then there are other people that are trying hard to transform the party. You look at Jeremy Feludu, you look at Ojo, you look at Amo Odofin, you look at Oshodi Solo, even Badagry to an extent, Surulere. You have candidates there, you have party structures there that want to win, that are passionate about winning, and they deliver. They deliver. And then you see in some other parts, you have leaders that don't believe that winning is possible, and it shows in their actions. So, like I said, several meetings have been had. We are doing a post-mortem analysis and looking at people that we're going to bring into our structures that have a winning attitude so that we can make a significant difference in 2023.
In recent time, as a matter of fact, recently, Otumba Segun Adewale came on board to say he remains a substantive chairman of the party.
Yeah.
This has actually been discountenanced by party members, and but we found out that he actually took over this party secretariat in Lagos, and he still claims that he remains the chairman, referring to other party as rent seekers, so to say. What's your reaction to that?
I won't speak on his opinion on other party members, but I can say that I was at the party secretariat on Thursday, and I had a meeting with Chairman Dominic, who was in there, So I think we can put that aside. I know that he ran for governor in Ekiti State under another party. I'm not aware that he has formally returned to the party, let alone be chairman of the party. But ultimately, I think the chairman of any political party is determined by the party. So if the party says he's the chairman, he's the chairman. If the party think otherwise, then yeah.
What's next for Gbadebo Rhodes? Are you quitting politics?
No. I enjoy it. I love interacting, especially at grassroots level. And for me right now, I'm going to consolidate on the gains. We did quite well. We got about 240,000+ votes, you know, and that's with all the rigging. We are currently in the tribunal. We're challenging the results in court. We are hoping that judiciary will make right a lot of irregularities that were done during the process. But even aside from that, it's still being involved in the lives of all the people that I've met over this journey. I have 112 wards in my constituency that I intend over the next 3 years to have considerable impact there, to make high impact, low cost interventions, you know, and bring a level of not only representation, but community building, interaction, so people know that, you know what, this is the value of good governance. This is the value of representation. And then people can actually believe and become stakeholders in one's candidacy should the party choose to allow me run again on the platform.
Finally, I mean, unlike some of the candidates who choose to go back to their shells, back to their various businesses and, you know, never talk about governance, are we going to see more of you articulating, castigating, I mean, you know, positions, especially as it affects good governance here in Lagos? And do we see you recontesting, whatever happens at the tribunal, recontesting in another 4 years as senatorial?
Most definitely. I believe I currently have a think tank that's putting together policy statements for Lagos State as a whole. We currently have like a plan to visit the 112 wards that I just mentioned and take into account the problems that are there, and then democratically decide on what we should do about any of this list of problems. And then in that process of making an intervention, do community building exercises so everybody can participate in solving a particular problem in that ward. And definitely to still be involved very much in policy making and governance. I think that politics is mainly what you do outside political season than what you are doing during that 6 months, 1 year, when it's time for elections. And I think this, Asiwaju said it best. He said, you know, there are politicians that come out as repeaters and they go back in like crabs. I'm not a crab. Gbadebo Rhodes Vivour, and I'll be contesting again 2023.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.